Hello, curious. The Kardashian Jenners certainly do like to keep us on our toes as well as guessing things, but I think now we finally have our answers. Khloe's name has been on everyone's lips after she had been posting photos and posts with Tristan Thompson on her social media, and now the star has confirmed that they are indeed back together. How did all this happen? How has the COVID-19 situation played in favour of this professional basketball player? You will also see how celebrities are not exempt from this virus. And what did she say about his return and the issue of trust of Tristan? Do you want to know more about the couple of lovebirds who, despite the series of scandals, infidelities and separations, seem to still have many more chapters to write of the book that is called their love story? So make sure you stay with me until the very end, but before we continue, don't forget to hit the bell and subscription button so you don't miss any future videos. After Tristan Thompson tried to win her over in 1,000 ways that we all know very well, and ones that we've already covered, it seems that what has really worked was Kim's intervention to help this couple. Since we mentioned this, it needs to be said that Kim only has good intentions, because the most important thing is them raising their little one in the best way, because she needs a father figure in her life just as much as a mom. It looks like they put aside their differences and conflicts of the past, since Khloe and Tristan are completely focused on raising their little True. It's important to remember what we've covered many times before, and if you want a recap, then be sure to check out our playlist in the Kardashian-Jenner family. But back to the couple. They've been caught between drama and romance for a while now. It is important to mention that Khloe began this relationship knowing that Tristan had just separated from his ex-girlfriend, model Jordan Craig, who at the time was 6 months pregnant. But that was back in 2016, remember, and a whole lot more drama has happened since. It wouldn't be the first time that Khloe gave him a second chance, so let's just go back in time. We all remember when back in 2017 we found out about Khloe's pregnancy with Tristan, and then not even 2 months had passed when things went a little south. Thompson was caught being a bit too affectionate with 2 strangers, not to mention the passionate kiss between him and a New York model, and her going back to his hotel room. These scandalous events were all over the news, and let me remind you that it all came out mere days before Kardashian was due. Later, she admitted that it was the hormones and the sentimentality of having her first child that she decided to give him a second chance. The final straw seemed to be the tremendous kiss that Tristan gave Jordyn Woods as they said goodbye at a party, and with this, Khloe decided that it was enough and ended their relationship. However, things are a little calmer. They live very close to each other, all for the good of little True, as they want to show others that stability in the life of the little one was the most important thing for them, since she needs her daddy present in her life. And you're probably now wondering, how did COVID-19 play into Tristan's hands? Okay, so we'll get to this now. After the whole lockdown and quarantine began, the 2 parents decided to spend it together. Allegedly, it was Thompson who was the one to ask her to return home with him with the excuse of looking after the little girl. After all this, the rumours began appearing faster than you could blink. The main one through it all being that Khloe was pregnant because of a series of photos that she had made, though she did come out almost immediately to disprove them right away. For now, they seem to be very happy together, spending quarantine together as a family, but as it often is when it comes to the Kardashian-Jenner clan, even something as simple as this had unleashed anger in the form of comments with regards to the couple's return. After all, the whole family is around her to support whatever decision she makes, and so are all the fans. And they all hope that this time Tristan will take his chance and won't throw it down the drain. In October, we learned that Khloe had tested positive for the coronavirus. It was revealed in a preview clip for the family's show, and it showed the star in bed. She said she would be fine, but that the past few days had been hard. The reality star added that among the symptoms that she had was a cough, shaking, headaches, as well as hot and cold flashes. What ended up happening in that situation was that Tristan had supported Khloe during her recovery from the virus and was there to help her in any way that he could, of course whilst taking necessary precautions. She had explained that Thompson did not live with her when she was sick and that she was in her own home, but she was very grateful for how attentive he was, because he would ask her what she wanted for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and he would leave it on a tray outside her door. Khloe said that they had their little system. She also said that because he had done so much for her, she wanted Tristan to feel accepted and loved, and that meant many gifts and a cake from the Kardashian. She seemed to have been surprised by the responsible and paternal attitude Tristan took during the time she was in isolation. Khloe felt at ease despite the entire situation because she knew that her daughter was happy that her father was spending time with her. On the other hand, Khloe's family was very worried about her, so much that Kim and Kourtney were talking about the possibility of putting her in the hospital so that she would have all the necessary equipment to get her through this situation. But once they had contacted the hospital, they were told to not bring her in until it was absolutely necessary. though thankfully for the reality star, on the 9th day of her quarantine, she said she was feeling much better and encouraged all their fans to take the COVID issue very seriously. But curious, I know you love to gossip, and we love it too. So regarding the relationship between Khloe and Tristan, it seems that things are going well, since on November 17th, she had shared a photo of a beautiful bouquet of roses that Thompson had sent her. And it seems that she was very satisfied with such a beautiful gift, given the fact she posted to her Instagram stories, showing off the dozen pink and white roses. What can I say? Who doesn't like to be given roses? Surely more than one fan of this pair of lovebirds was more than happy to see such a romantic gesture from Tristan, and even more so since it also included a little letter that his daughter True had tried to read. In the IG stories, the little girl is very happy next to the flowers. Once again, who wouldn't be? And in a very sweet voice, Khloe asked her if she got those flowers from her daddy. She also thanked Tristan and tagged him in the stories, just to show everyone that once again he is off the market. But what intrigues us most is that after the beautiful gift, Khloe unfollows Tristan on Instagram. Please, someone explain to not just me, but I think everyone, what is going on here, because it is all very confusing and hard to keep up. And obviously, to check Thompson's IG, he is still following Khloe, so who knows what happened. But I am sure that many of you can't wait to find out what's going on behind the social media posts and actions. Do you have any thoughts on what could be happening? After this unfollow, Khloe began to put quotes in her stories, little strange ones wherein a few words she would reflect on the fact that it is better to leave without being hurt and without hating anyone. Now that leaves a lot to think about, doesn't it? One of them said, "I cannot express this enough. You have no idea what other people carry with them every day. You have no idea what someone's life is like. Don't create more pain and stress to others. Be kind. Be genuine. Stop being so mean to people to fulfill whatever it is you don't like about yourself." Well, the last we heard from E was that the couple is very happy and has been doing well. They are together and are very happy, said a source. Well, that must mean that it is true and he is around and things aren't as bad as people are making them out to be. And apparently Tristan has done everything possible to do right by her, for as we know, he has in fact apologized more than once, and according to him, he swears that he is changed forever. But as they say, there is a grain of truth in everything. Does Tristan deserve a second chance? It is also worth looking back at certain things in addition to the infidelities of this famous basketball player. During Khloe's pregnancy, he made her miserable through a series of situations in one of the most vulnerable stages of a woman's life. The wounds are going to hurt, and unfortunately they will continue to appear, since being in the public eye, they will always be reminded in one way or another. It is only natural to have doubts because, according to Khloe herself, as she said, now he claims to be a new man, a completely different person. But why now? Why couldn't he have been before? And above all, when I needed him the most? Back in one of the clips of the show, she told Tristan that one of her fears was that he was just acting like this to get what he wanted, and that once he got it, he would go back to being the same old Tristan that he used to be. To answer that, a somber-looking Thompson told her that he was at the point in his life where he finally knew what he wanted in it. And that thing, or here technically he should have said person, was Khloe. And here let me remind you that Kris Jenner and Malika sitting down with him and having a serious chat about his real intentions of being around Khloe is what prompted the sister to talk openly with him. It is obvious that Khloe of course wants it, but it is one thing to want and another thing to actually be in love. When you have children, it is important to be mature enough to maintain a fraternal relationship with your former partner so that the children can grow up in a healthy environment, and if the situation during lockdown proved anything, it was that these lovebirds think so too. So while many fans are confused as to what is going on, it is worth noting to truly know what is going on, to understand what the people are going through, it would mean to put yourself in their shoes, to even think about making a decision about things. Although being the adults that they are, fans are hoping that whatever this situation is exactly, that it is the best one for little True. But she does look happy to be spending time with her dad, since Khloe had said that they do not spend so much time together, and the occasions in which they live together were few, since from the separation it didn't happen too often. And obviously, we won't end this without mentioning that Khloe is not the only mother raising her daughter alone. Tristan has another child, Prince, who is the son of Jordan Craig, an ex-girlfriend of his. The reason for the separation with her were not at all clear. It seems that the basketball player also does not do his homework as a father with his son, as according to Jordan, while on social media he might post and make it look like he is involved with raising Prince, the truth was much different. Wow, what has this quarantine brought us? From everything that we have seen on social media, it seems that Tristan really has changed, or at least the fans hope so. So curious, what do you think? Is there really a relationship between the two? Or do you think that Khloe only sees him as the father of her daughter? What would be the reason why she unfollowed him on Instagram? Was it a mistake? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and I will see you in the next video.